Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our discussion with ReZero. I am Zach. That is Rob. We will be discussing episode 5. And I think we should just get right on into it.
And let's get right on into it. So, what should we talk about first of this jam-packed episode that I thought was fantastic?
It was a really good episode. Um, so Regulus likes virgins.
We just jumping in there, yeah,
Oh, come on. We're not going to not jump in there.
yeah. He likes purity, like at least his version of purity, and how he defines it.
True.
But
Um, I don't know if we'll go back to it because like we got past that part in the book. Um, but his it is more the purity thing than whatever.
so like it's
Never,
more like that. Okay,
never mind. I was gonna say something, but I actually don't know because I haven't finished the book yet, so I
but
don't
I
know.
mean, based on what it seems like to me too, it's he like based on the show, it seems like it is the purity of like what
Yeah,
he sees. Like, oh, you are just so pure, which is ugh. But
yeah.
it's not what I expected Regulus to be like. Actually, it is expected, I guess. But like, it's just
I
like one of
don't
those
think
moments of. It's not
like
like
yeah.
yeah,
From my interpretation, at least the part I'm at, because obviously I haven't gotten to like the wedding, so I don't know how it's gonna evolve or whatever. But it's not a sexual thing.
it doesn't seem like it seems like a control thing.
Yeah, it's a purity control thing. It's like I want this new, fresh out of the box new thing that no one else has. It's kind of like that. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I don't want your mug. I want that mug, but I wanted it to be mine. But since you had it, I don't want it. Type
yeah.
thing.
No, I agree. Based on what he's shown us, that seems more like it than I'm in it for to hook up. Like
Yeah, yeah. I don't
he's
think.
like I want you as pure and innocent as possible in my eyes of what pure and innocent is, and I want
Right,
that. And you have to
right.
be that. Like I did see a spoiler, like not spoiler per se, but like how after he hears Amelia's like doesn't even know what a virgin is. He's like, that's the new standard
Yeah,
of
no,
purity.
that's like in the book. It's right what he says. As he says, "Oh, like how could I be so naive? Like you not even knowing what that word means just proves that you should like you are the standard. Like
Yeah, no,
how could I ever?
every all my new wives are now have
Yeah,
to be at least that.
yeah,
I think that's pretty much it for that scene. Obviously, I mean, you have the ending of like there's going to be a wedding or ceremony. It seems like all the arch like people know about it. It seems like it's going to be a thing. People are
well,
talking around town.
that was uh an add-on demand. Like, did you hear how Lust said she doesn't even care?
Oh yeah, she did
Like,
say that.
it was after this big ass fight we're about to talk about. It's kind of more of a retaliation thing.
Mm.
And we learned that, how controlling Regulus is because he doesn't give his wives names. He gets rid of their names and just calls them numbers.
You know, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I think I even mentioned like it felt like Code Geass, where they called Japanese people 11s, and I was like, they this is bad. Like calling your wives like codename Kids Next Door operatives. Just
Yeah, no emotion. Like he literally just wants them to be dolls.
yeah, literally.
What's crazy is I think Regulus is the most um what am I trying to say? He's most like someone I know.
Oh,
Like not actually no, but like the fucking controlling abusive people that are in
yeah,
relationship
yeah.
with.
Like there's the
Yeah, you're
like
a thing. You're not a person, you're a thing.
kind of. I was gonna say Joe from You, but Joe isn't that per se, but he's
No,
kind of like
no. I
no.
get what you're saying. I get what
But
you're
like
saying,
it's
but
that controlling. Yeah, they people like Regulus just truly exist. I know
yeah,
people like the other Sin Archbishops kind of exist, but like there's a lot of Reguluses that exist in our world. Like Joe from next door could be a Regulus.
right.
Like that's more
Yeah.
common versus the other Sin Archbishops who are
I mean, I
more
met a
wackadoo.
shapeshifter yesterday, so
You did?
yeah, I did
Oh,
at a Halloween party. It's crazy.
hmm, damn. Speaking of shapeshifting, then.
Dude, all right. So the fucking dragon is a person. We have
Yeah.
fly. We have people that are flies.
Yeah. So I did not realize this during my first watch through. Like I remember thinking to myself, why is the dragon helping them? I knew the people were flies. I just didn't realize the dragon was a person until like the end. And then I was like, wait a minute, like in my head, I had to go back, watch it. I was like, oh no, the dragon is a person too. And that and Cruise just they just wail on him. Him or
Yeah.
her. Let's start with like the opening scene. Before then, you have Julius like telling Subaru, calm down. I know this is you and Crush have the biggest beef with Gluttony, but there's other things that need to go on, which I did get spoiled because I had the opening playing and I was like looking at my phone and I looked up for a single thing and I was like, oh, that sucks. And I got spoiled about something dealing with Gluttony because I saw the opening for a single frame and I did not
Yeah.
notice. And I was like, ah, so it's one of
I don't even know
those.
why they like
Why would
ReZero.
you know?
You don't need an opening. We just
Yeah.
show season two. We had what? We didn't have an opening until episode 11.
Yep. The biggest thing why I know this is off topic, but every opening of ReZero has not really spoiled too much of like what is going to happen. Like opening one doesn't spoil anything. Opening two spoils a little bit of the white whale fight and like there's going to be fights, but we kind of already have been told there's going to be fights. Opening three took us what? Opening three doesn't really spoil much either. It's just showing Subaru dying, failing over and over again. And then opening four doesn't happen until like halfway through the season. So we already seen almost everything that you're showing us. And it's like this opening just is such a shonen esque opening where I feel like rather the fights happen that we see or not, there are so many spoilers in it that like I was gonna do a live reaction to the opening, but after like filming it, I was just like I don't want to go back and like pick out things I think are possibilities because they just show me. They're just showing me what's happening. It's not like I can't infer about it when you just show it to me. And I saw something dealing with Gluttony, which I'm gonna say because unless you don't want me to say it, because I don't know if you remember saying it, is that like there are two Gluttonies in the opening fighting.
Are there?
Yes, they're like back to back.
I didn't see that.
Yes, in the opening, unless I'm blind or something, or maybe I could have. I see one doing one thing and the other one back to back, like with the other one. So the one we're fighting now and the Gluttony that Otto saw that we're accustomed to.
Huh.
Sorry, I just spoiled that for you.
Oh, it's okay. Well, I got because, like I said, I haven't finished the book because I haven't really had free time to read. So all the Reinhard Felt stuff and the auto stuff, I haven't even gotten to. Like in the
hmm
where I'm at in the book, they haven't been they were gone.
Ah,
It hasn't elaborated
yeah,
what obviously that's what's going on with them.
yeah. But like maybe it's just showing like oh there maybe it's not two of them maybe it's just showing like but this opening's not subtle so I feel like it's just two of them. If the opening was subtle it could be like oh this is a personality thing and maybe I just missaw it because I literally looked up for a second and put my head back down and I was like did I see what I thought I saw and I didn't want to go back to confirm it so I
And
could
I
this
think
rant could just be wrong
yeah, and I
and
think well, I said that last episode. I didn't watch it, so I didn't know if you cut out the part where I said that.
I might have I don't remember.
Yeah, because so to get prepared for this, I wrote down all the archbishops and the witches and all their names, and the so I went to the wiki, whatever, and I looked up Gluttony, and his name was different, and I got to it in the book where he shows up, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? So
Yeah.
I
uh
said that, and you said I spoiled you, and I'm like, I didn't know. I was confused. I'm like, this
mhm.
because, like, and the only reason I brought that up is because, like, there are changes in the translation, and I actually like went through the internet and saw people are not happy with the yen press. I didn't
Yeah,
realize this. Like the yen press translations are people are upset about.
I didn't
Um,
know about this.
yeah, and then so I bought the Frozen Bond, you know, the OVA.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yen Press didn't want to translate that. So they just gave it to a different company, and it's a manga.
Oh,
It's not a light novel, it's a manga.
they just didn't. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess I mean I didn't realize like obviously I knew about the extra books because I have them. I have some of them. And I didn't realize that they're like picking and choosing what they're translating.
That's weird. That's weird. I don't like
Yeah.
that.
I don't know how much ReZero because like you read the web novel, right? You read like
I,
a translation website.
yeah, I read the web novel of the last arc. Like when season 2 was airing, I read the entirety of that arc through the web novel. But that was
Did
just
it
a random website I found.
did it have like links to like the whole thing? Like did it have links to the extra books? Did it have links to
I don't think so. I think it's been years now. I just remember finding it on Reddit and just like it was like someone translating it, and they just having to translate the entire arc there. And
okay.
then at the time too, the light novel wasn't there yet, if I recall. Like the light novel was just getting to the end of that
Yeah.
arc when it came to U.S. printing of it. So we didn't like because I remember what volume 15 might have just came out for us. I know Japan was farther ahead, but
Yeah.
like
We're I think we're 10 no, we're not that. I think we're either 5 or 10 volumes behind.
yeah.
Like we're close. Like
Hmm.
because they release like a translation every 3 months. Like they release a new light novel from what's available every 3 months. And I know we're not talking about the episode, we're talking about ReZero itself, but Tappy, he said like his favorite uh I don't know if animes, but his favorite like story um I forget the name of it, but it was 31 volumes. And he said he could see ReZero being like that. And this was back because it's at 38 right now, I think.
Uh,
And he said he's like I can't end it like shortly. He's like I need at least 10 more volumes. And that was at when he was at 29, I think is when he said that. It's like I need
and
at least 10 more. So
yeah, wow. What volume are we on? Like 17 right now? Something like
we
that,
are
16.
on we're on 18.
We're on 18.
We're
Wow.
on 18.
I mean, that makes sense. Like when you think of the episode count, this would be like episode 55, 56, and then that doesn't include episode 1 being 3 episodes worth of
Right.
episodes. So like we're on episode like 58 of this series. So it was at volume 16, and if you're saying like what 39 volumes, if you said that 29, oh man, he's got like another 60 episodes of content left, probably
Yeah, I
60,
mean,
70.
apparently shit gets crazy. Because,
Yeah.
well, I was expecting a time jump at some point. I didn't know he was going to do a full year.
Hmm.
And that's
I
kind of
didn't know that
crazy.
either.
That's kind of crazy he did a full year.
But we should get back on track
Yeah,
with.
sorry, as
I
we
might.
ramble.
I might put that like at the end of the video. Be like, hey, if you want to hear us talk about ReZero, go to the end. Just casual comment. Go to the end.
Because we talk about ReZero like this all the time.
So
All right.
I might just leave it in. I'm being lazy.
All right.
But before that, I actually have one more thing.
Yes.
It deals with something we've talked about but didn't want to spoil. But since the anime shorts are talked about and it's going online, I want to talk about it now officially. That Al is from our world.
He is. Um, the shorts you're talking about, they're on Crunchyroll.
Oh, they're on Crunchyroll?
I
I didn't know that.
wanted, I was gonna bring this up, yeah, because I went and looked. I typed in ReZero again, and if you type it in, it's like the what do they call it, the Chibi or
Yeah,
Chibiki or
Chibi. Chibi.
yeah, it's that. Like if you type in on Crunchyroll right now, the shorts are there.
Oh.
So
See?
is that can't like is that official canon to the show,
I
or is
mean,
that,
I don't know if the short is itself, but it just says, "Hey, here's a big lore drop on a short that maybe we should have had in the episode." That's what everyone's talking about, and I kind of agree with that.
well, yeah, it's Subaru has known Al. Al tells Subaru he is from his world at the beginning of arc 3, like when they first go into the capital. Like when he goes with Priscilla the first time to go into the meeting with Amelia and all the princesses for the whatever when they announce like the competition or whatever the fuck. Al tells him right there, "I am from your world."
Yeah. And then they just decide. That's such a weird thing not to adapt. I feel like that's such a big lore drop. The fact that you know someone else from that world, from our world, not our world, but the
Yeah,
human world is transported there. That's a big deal to know that
right.
it's
And
not just Subaru.
and it's kind of implied that he's been there a while.
Like 20 years. I think he said 19 in the short, something like
I
that.
didn't watch the short. I
Uh,
didn't. I don't know how long. I don't know how long he's actually been there.
Short
But
says
that's why
19.
when
He says he had like 19 to 20 years is what he says.
because that's why I was wondering. I forgot what I was gonna say. Lost my train of thought. Uh oh yeah, because when uh Anastasia brings them all to the Japanese style hotel, uh Master Hoshin or whatever the hell his name is, um he's also from the world. So as of right now, there's three of them, and Hoshin was first. So it's like, what is actually going on here?
Yeah. Like what's happening? Like,
Yeah,
but
and
obviously we'll probably get more information on that later.
yeah, yeah. So
But
that's kind of wild that yeah they just put it in a short. Like I don't see why you just wouldn't put that in.
yeah, I feel like that needs to make the cut. Like I'm sorry, or even if you didn't do it the first time, you need to make us anime moment. Put this in the cut somewhere. Put this moment somewhere in the episode so that
Yeah,
the general
well,
audience
when
like. And I know sometimes it's a Japan thing. I maybe correct me if I'm wrong in the comments where they will assume you know the spoilers, and when you're watching the anime, assume you already know things because the anime's an adaptation. Like, oh, we'll assume you know these things because if you watch stuff from them, they're very shameless on, like, they do not care about spoiling stuff. Like,
well,
they
yeah,
will
look at the
throw,
opening. We just talked
yeah,
about the opening.
they don't care too much about it. So because they just assume you're already a fan of it and you should know it. Like I'm gonna give a big example of like Jujutsu Kaisen, Oshinokos. Like they will show manga panels of that like in the city and be like the biggest fight happening. It's like that hasn't even been animated yet. So if you're an anime only person, you're just seeing, oh, I guess that happens. And obviously that to me is just I don't love it, but that's what they do.
Yeah, I just think that's probably a bizarre choice that they did that. The other big thing that I'm sure is going to come back around sometime in this season. There's something else that's been revealed in the book that's been known that we haven't reached yet. And I'm not going to say it now, but when we get to it, I will refer to this moment.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, but okay, back to so Julius. I think I am gonna put those two topics. Maybe I'll make a separate video of just like ReZero talk and put those two topics in it. And be like, this
Uh,
is no for the
okay.
episode. So Julius is fighting Gluttony, even though Krush and Subaru have like the biggest beef with Gluttony. But there's a mission to be had. They need to go and save the people. So they obviously Subaru gets Krush. They whip on down through the window. They see a little girl and they're like, "Hey, girl, we gonna beat up that dragon for you. We gonna save you." And then they proceed to beat the fuck out of the dragon.
They proceed to beat the fuck out of the dragon. And
Like,
that poor bastard.
yeah, just he's just like, "Oh, hey guys," and then just like, boom, Chris is like, just everyone just wailing on him. And I'm just like, wow, man. And at the time, I was sure for the wailing. I was like, yeah, because I'm thinking that's. And I mean, I knew something was off because the dragon wasn't talking, but I was just like, oh man, this dragon's getting wailed on. We're winning this fight. Let's go, Krush. Let's go, Subaru. And then
Then it's revealed that Lust was the little girl all along.
that she's turned everyone into flies. Initially, I thought we were going to see dead bodies in there. That's why I was like, oh, the flies are already on dead bodies. And then when everyone's a fly, I'm not going to be. That creeped me out. That actually genuinely creeped me out. Like was
All right.
terrifying. That was terrifying. Like I do not like flies and already hate the zzz sound. So seeing I would have. Oh my gosh. disgusting. I'm sorry. Uh,
Um, what do you think of? So, Lust is a shapeshifter.
yeah, she's like Envy from Full Metal Alchemist, shapeshifting
Crazy.
and immortal.
She uh she had a chimera form there for a minute because she had the snake, she had the
Hmm.
lion.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's a chimera of
sometimes
some sort.
sometimes it's a goat. Sometimes it's what's the other one? What was the other thing she did?
Uh, she had some like I think those were dragon feet when she kicked Subaru or some sort of like
Yeah, no,
she
but
changed her.
she attacked him with something else too, like in the form of a
I
basically a.
don't, yeah, I don't know. On top of
But
my head,
anyway, how the fuck? Okay, Cirrus, I feel like you can the Wrath. I feel like you can beat her. You can beat Cirrus.
yeah, Cirrus is kind of the weakest of all the archbishops. In like if you have a one-on-one fight with her and you have like Reinhard or someone that can control and won't be taken over by mind control, she's not really a big threat. Like if you're not fighting her and she's not connecting anybody and you're not affected by mind control, I know I'm putting circumstances because you're most likely she's not going to put herself in those type of circumstances.
Right.
Because, but like I feel like of all the archbishops we have encountered, she seems the most beatable one. And maybe it's because we've seen her be beat by. Really, Amelia would have won the fight one on one. We've seen Reinhardt beat her. Subaru, even though we don't see the fight, puts up a fight against her. Like,
Right.
yeah.
And then Regulus, I'm sure he's got a weakness.
Well,
I'm sure.
Subaru can beat him if like
Like,
if he. Well, Subaru and Betty can beat him because he can. They can touch him on that plane. So if they can touch him on that plane, it doesn't. Regulus
yeah.
doesn't know how to. Regulus is no like he doesn't know how to fight. This man is
Yeah,
just standing there. He does not know how to actually fight.
right. But Lust, how the
Yeah.
fuck are you supposed a regenerating, shape-shifting just animal, just cruel fucking beast? Like, how are you supposed to beat that?
That is, I, if there's in my head, there's a couple ways. I mean, but it depends how Tappy wants to write it. It could be the Full Alchemist wave. You kill them enough, they're gonna just stay dead, or it could be like the Dragon Ball Z way of you need to have destroy all their cells. Or Tappy's probably gonna write it a certain way of how you can actually beat Lust in a fight, but it's got to be something because at the moment in time, only person I would take can beat Less is Reinhardt, and because Reinhardt probably just
You think his
somehow
sword
went
would come
inside.
out for Lust?
No,
What? We've only seen the sword come
we've
out for Puck in the
yeah Puck yeah. I don't think his sword would come out for Lust, so it might be like maybe he might consider it, but I don't think. I think his sword is going to be like a we don't see it other than it's like a Puck situation where it's like yeah you do not beat this.
it
I mean
comes
because
out.
we saw what Puck did to Betelgeuse. Like Puck is not to be trifled with.
He's a great spirit, great
Yeah.
elder spirit.
So,
One of the three or four,
gosh.
whatever.
Yeah. What where were
Okay.
we at?
Anyway, so
Uh,
to get to back on topic again. So, what do you think Cruz is going to transform into?
oh, she's still going to transform. I really hope the Subaru dies and we reset, but that's not happening anymore. I've already deemed we're just playing this through.
We
Uh,
don't know. We don't know that.
that's true. We don't know. I just feel like this arc is giving me the vibes of if he even does die, it will be we're starting back up 10 minutes before. Like
Like before the serious fight. Yeah. See, I
yeah,
was
like
thinking that too. Like he gets all the way to the it goes all the way to the end again. It's like fuck. How do I stop them from attacking when I have 10 minutes? And I think he's gonna figure something out, and then that's when he'll reset because he's gonna transform too.
yeah. At the moment, they're both going to transform unless some. Yeah, I don't know because it's like we're probably opening the episode of both of them transforming into something, and I mean obviously Super's in the water. I know we're jumping around. Honestly, for if you're sorry, but this is the jump around episode. Uh,
Yeah,
we don't.
we don't
Yeah,
have a
we
very clear train of thought today.
yeah. This episode is what it is. But uh, what was I gonna say?
He's in the water.
He's in the water. Hopefully he drowns. Is what he's going through his mind. But Garth is also in the water. Garth sees him fall, so it's gonna. He's not going to drown. And I mean, my biggest thing is why I don't think there's a high chance of us resetting would be we're seeing a lot of plot. And usually when we reset, we might see 1 to 2 episodes and then we're resetting. We're like 3 episodes deep now. It feels strange if we reset like that far back. You know
Well,
what I
we
mean?
also don't know when he could like we never know when the reset point is. So
Yeah.
it could also be after Regulus has Amelia.
It's
You
going to
know,
100% be Regulus will 100% have Amelia before, like if he resets again, that's going to be he's going to have Amelia already.
well, yeah,
Like
because
I guarantee it.
I mean that's yeah, that goes to your point because it just keeps like we've seen too much of what Amelia is doing.
For it not to. And like
Yeah,
you could maybe reset before the fight. Like let's say you reset before the invasion on the mansion. The Amelia stuff doesn't change. Like that still happens. So seeing it now doesn't change the fact that that's happening. Because what maybe 10 minutes has passed when that mansion fight begins. Like
the
literally
City Hall
barely.
fight.
Yeah, the city hall fight. I'm calling mansion. Sorry, the city hall fight. Literally is probably only 15 minutes. I'd argue of stuff happening in real time.
Yeah.
Maybe. So the Amelia stuff will still happen no matter what if you reset back there. That's my assumption. That's just probably that makes the most sense of you're resetting back. If we do reset, I don't think we will. It's either probably when he sees Gluttony before Crush gets, the
Fucked.
goo and same with Subaru
Dude,
before they get the
it gets
goo.
good.
It's orange blood. So like all I think is the Power Ranger, the Power Rangers movie, the purple
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
The ooze or no,
Ooze.
that's
I think it's the ooze or something though, isn't
no,
it?
that's the Ninja Turtles.
But you know the character I'm talking about.
Whatever. Yeah.
They get muck. Both of them get muck on her.
Muck.
Anyway, that's my assumption of that's the only spot I could see us resetting if we were to reset. Because everything we've seen, it wouldn't be that far of a reset. Subaru doesn't have much time to think. And to me, that's kind of what this season's showing is, yeah, we're not giving Subaru anymore. Like, here's a couple of days to think of a plan. No, this is you got 10 minutes.
Bro, I
Try.
got 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes. Figure it out. Go. So I think that's the only logical thing that could happen at this point for a reset. Or we just not reset at all. I think that's more likely.
What do you think? I think Crush is gonna transform into something like grotesque.
Yeah, and then the only way to save Crush is to beat Lust. That would
Is
be
is it?
or have Lust transform more back. Because Lust has the ability, probably to transform anyone back into their original state. Will she do that? Probably not. Because Lust is the definition of would you love me, Zach, if I was a worm? Right now, if I turned into a worm, would you be doing this and talking to me right now?
Probably not.
Yeah. So, I thought you
Um,
loved me.
yes,
Wow.
sir.
But that's
Um,
that's how Les sees the world.
well, sort of.
Yeah, I mean,
It
I
wasn't
just
really
for the
like
meme.
I don't think it was explained very well in the anime, but in the book she tells Subaru, "No, I'm making these creatures ugly so that I'm the last thing you see. Like you hate me because I'm a monster, but if everything else is uglier than me, than this monster, then you're forced to love me." That's her thinking.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
yeah.
Oh
If
my
there's
gosh.
because he says it about Crush and Amelia. He's like, if I trans, she says something about like yeah, if I make these women so ugly, like I just get rid of everybody in the world, make them ugly creatures, and all you have left is me, then you have nothing. Then you have nothing else to focus on except for me.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Ugh.
Which is kind of I was like, that is fucked up.
Yeah. Gosh. Okay. So, we're
I mean, that's
gosh.
about it.
I mean, that's about it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. I mean, we
Amelia
could
sees
talk. Oh, one thing I want to talk about is just animation quality. Animation quality of her transformations, fantastic. It is creepy. It is. I want to touch upon it for a second. It is so great. Like when she's transformed, it's because it looks. they didn't cheap out is what I'm getting at. They were like, we're gonna make this as creepy as possible when she transformed. When she like, we don't see her rip off Amelia, but like even that shadow of it, I'm just like,
How about
bro,
Subaru doming her in the face with a rock and breaking her
bro,
entire face?
I
Like he fucking
that to me gives us it just shows like how you watch anime or any comic book stuff, someone gets hit with a rock and you're just like ow, and they come back up and their face is fine or just has some marks on it. No, that's what a rock would do if it hits you that fast in the face. Just don't.
just fucking split her face up, and like the way that they make the eye roll,
Mm-hmm.
like when it's coming back, like that's pretty good.
Dude,
That is pretty good.
the animation this episode, the animation this season's been superb. I can't argue. No, I think last episode might have been the weakest when it comes to animation, but it wasn't still bad at all. It was still good.
You gotta save,
So
yeah, you gotta save your budget for the big events.
yeah,
There's some
so
episodes that are gonna be a little.
big of. I mean, based on where we're ending, the city's already flooded. I truly, I truly don't know where we go from here. Like even if we reset and we're 10 minutes behind, I don't know what Subaru could do in those 10 minutes to get the city from not being flooded. Because it's like, oh man, we are.
Like you'd almost have to. I mean, obviously, I don't. I'm with you. I don't think we're gonna reset. But if I was Subaru and I did reset, and I know Subaru would never do this because he literally says this in the book, but like you almost have to let Wrath do her thing, call Reinhardt and tell him to go to City Hall instead.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's you. That's almost really the only thing I really can see doing. But there's no way Subaru would do that.
Let a kid die. Yeah, he's not gonna
Yeah,
do
'cause
that.
he said that like I can just ignore it and just not worry about it. But then
He's
that
not
kid
gonna
would
be able
die.
to keep that on his conscious. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one other thing we didn't really address. So the dragon frees them. They escape. Les has new demands. She's got three additional demands now. I don't remember what they are. I remember it's like the tomb.
It's they they want the book of knowledge
The
or
book.
the tome of wisdom.
That's
Fuck
almost
you.
wisdom.
Fuck these mistranslations, but whatever. That Subaru has. They want Beatrice, the artificial spirit, and they don't want anyone to interfere with the wedding of Regulus and Amelia. It's all just it's three big fuck yous to Subaru. It's all it is.
Yeah. Okay.
In
So
addition to the witch's bones.
give me the witch's bones. The Hawaiian
See,
girl's bones.
I feel like I mean I know they're following the gospel to like what it tells them.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it just tell them it's literally under the city?
Nah, that's too easy. We need a story.
Like it would just make more sense that the plot be all right, we have to prevent the witch cult from getting these doors to open because they're going to flood the city to get the bones.
Too easy.
But I mean, like, I mean, this is more dramatic. Like, it's just, I mean, this
Yeah.
fits. Like, the archbishops are just a bunch of fucking divas.
Honestly, yes.
Like, they're just all like, and like, okay, Regulus's whole thing, right? He's greed, so he's collecting wives and like for the trophy aspect of it. But lust wants you to, um, like bow down and like worship her as like a goddess. That's also kind of greedy as well. Like that's a greedy thinking, even though it's
I mean,
supposed
I
to be
think
work.
you could say almost everyone archbishop has greed in them.
Yeah, and like Cirrus is she's wrath, right?
Yeah, she's wrath.
I mean, she's got a cool power. I just don't see how her power is wrath. Like you feel the wrath of everyone's emotions and shit and injuries.
Mm-mm.
I think they're titles. I don't think they match up because like the Witch of Wrath heals people by beating them,
Yep.
which is hilarious.
Uh, I feel like it's so weird. Like if you take all these archbishops and put them in a room at the tea party, the witches would be like, why are you guys our
What the
archbishops?"
fuck are you?
Yeah. ReZero's world is so. I love it, but it is so like it's a place. If you're like, hey, you want to be reborn somewhere? No, no, I don't want to be reborn there. No,
Really?
No, I would be an observer. I like observing. Like I would not want to be reborn there.
I'd take that deal.
I wouldn't.
You
Nope.
take that deal?
I'll
I'd
take
take
that.
that.
Dude. You take that. I love that. All right, guys. I think that's it for us. This is just gonna be one long video. I've decided we're just uploading this like the way it
Yeah, I
is.
mean, like, because
Um,
so much happens, but it's so like, yeah, they fight it. Like, they fought the fucking dragon, and then the
mhm.
dragon, yeah, like, yeah, we got to the point. We know,
Yeah,
we know,
we know,
you
we
know.
saw.
We
But
we,
all
we
right,
like to ramble about ReZero a lot. It's in
yeah. If there's another show you guys after ReZero's over and the season's over, and you want to hear me and Zach talk about we can talk about it. If you want to hear me and Zach talk about Dan to Dan 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 to Dan, I'll get Zach to watch Dan to Dan 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 to Dan.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. There's no way I'm watching it.
No, you should watch Dan to Dan 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 to Dan.
Oh, Tower of God. Are
Uh,
you behind?
I mean, I read like the web novel like 4 years ago, like for where it was at the time. So like I know, I'm assuming have I don't know where they're at anymore. Has he fought the one guy with like that looks like Slim Shady yet?
No.
Then yeah, okay.
He
So
got a gun.
he got a gat.
He got a gat.
Ah,
That was
okay.
so funny. There's like, we're gonna give you a special prize. Like everyone's getting the special item. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a gun because that's what this world needs. And then it was a gun. I was like, oh shit, it's a gun.
All right, but for you guys, me and Zach, I want to keep talking to Zach, but for the video, ciao.
Bye.